Hi guys, it's Dr. Pam and I am here with day 6 of our Holiday Survival Guide Advent Calendar. I've been in seminar all day and I popped out to do a quick video for you this morning, and then I noticed the sound wasn't working, so I had to delete that, so here we are again. And today we're going to talk about cold weather and snow days, on what we need to do, kind of the planning aspect of our pets. And the great thing is that in Texas we don't have a ton of snow. The bad thing is in Texas we don't know when it's going to happen. And guess what? We are due for snow this year. Happens about once every 10 years. So we're going to see how that works out. So I want to kind of give you some preparatory items for those friends of ours that are in Colorado and all these other states that are getting dumped on in the last several weeks. I'm sure you know some of this, but it's a great reminder as well. So what I wanted to talk to you about is that the very first thing that you need to do is mind your temperatures. If it's cold outside and you don't want to go out with your pet to let them go to the bathroom, then more than likely you don't need to leave them out, okay? So remember that you need to be the temperature control. Yes, they have furry coats, but some actually release heat more than others, and some actually don't stay as warm as others. So for instance, your short-haired dogs and the small dogs will lose heat more rapidly, okay? So mind the temperatures. If your dog doesn't want to stay outside, let him back in. If you don't want to go outside, don't keep your dog outside, okay? The next thing is that there are some dogs that do require some protective clothing. Not all. Their German Shepherds have a great, wonderful coat, and they're not going to necessarily need a sweater. But guys, if the temperature is super low and it's below freezing and you have a lot of bitter cold going on, remember that the pads on the feet are actually very, very sensitive and they can get frostbite, and we don't want to have any of that. So if you live where it snows quite a bit, it might be a good investment to have a pair of booties made of like a good canvas with rubber on the bottom and then Velcro straps. Those are great to have, and I would recommend that you do that. In Texas, we don't have that much weather, but do keep that in mind. The pads are very sensitive, as is the belly. So if it's snowing, the belly can get super cold as well and super wet. So that brings us to the third thing, which is keep a basket of towels at every exit in your house. So that way, at least the ones that the dogs go through, that way you can go ahead and towel them off in between their pads, their all 4 feet, and also their belly. And the idea behind that is not only does it get cold, but you have no idea what the chemicals are outside unless you're putting your dog in the backyard. So you're also trying to wipe off things that could be chemicals, which then tells us about the next one, number 4, de-icing agents. Now, de-icing agents can be a little bit of a challenge because you don't know what your neighbor's doing and you don't know what's on the street. So that's why we still towel off every dog. But I would suggest, even if you live in Texas, there are pet-friendly de-icing agents. And I myself have a bottle of Dog Safe in our garage because I do anticipate at least ice this year, if not a good bit of snow, or at least for Texas, a good bit of snow. So I think de-icing agents are necessary to keep us safe, but just be mindful about keeping your pets safe as well. And then also to let you know, number 5, please be mindful of your outside pets. If you know it's going to be bitter cold, pull them in at least to the garage, or make sure they have shelter outside. And more importantly, it's important to be mindful of the blankets, that you change them out not rapidly, but frequently, because the blankets will get wet, and then when the dogs come back in, they're already wet, the blankets are wet, and then they'll draw the body heat towards the blanket in order to dry it out, right? So it'll suck kind of the body heat out of your dogs. So that can create some hypothermia. We don't have that much of a problem in Texas. Most people will keep their dogs in, at least in the garage, if not the house, during those time frames. In the snowy areas, just keep mindful of that. A good shelter is amazing for these guys, and just keep checking on them, make sure they're doing okay, and make sure their water supply is liquid and not ice, okay? The 6th thing that I think is the most important is antifreeze. Things have changed a little bit than they did when I was first out in veterinary medicine. So what I would suggest is come back in tomorrow, because I'm going to talk about antifreeze in its own category, because tomorrow's kitty corner and we worry a lot about cats and their ingestion of something like that. And there's different types of antifreeze. So we're going to go over that tomorrow. I'm sorry this is so quick. I got to get back to class, but I just wanted to give you day 6 of our survival guide. I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.